Welcome back to my channel, Fixing It Up with Sandra. In case you're new here, I'm Sandra, and today I'm going to be showing you how I take photos and edit photos for my products. It has been a trial and error for sure, and of course I'm still learning, so I'm just going to show you what I've learned so far and what works for me. I'm sitting in my dining room next to my French doors right here, and I have my light box, some wax melts that I plan on photographing and getting into my Etsy shop. I try to combine the word store and shop together. And also I've been working on a whole new website, so I definitely need these photos. So I'm gonna turn the camera around, show you what I've been using, and then how I edit as well. All right, guys, so here's where I'm at. As you can see, I'm right next to the French doors where the light is coming in this way. And then I have my light box right here. I bought this on Amazon. This is the brand right here. It's not my favorite, I'll tell you that. It was affordable. This was about 40 bucks. And it has where you can, look down at your products right here. And it did come with a little stand for your phone to take pictures to kind of keep it steady. This is kind of like that. This is what I'm not like super happy about is that, and I knew what I was getting when I bought it, but it's just not my fave. And it has one row of lights right there and then another row right here. Then it has like these little hooks where you can hang, and it comes with 3. Here's the white one. Mine is slightly dirty from my cats. They like to get inside this box. They're typical cats. And it comes with a blue and a black one. And I've yet to really use, okay, this is gonna be like that game. Use both. And I have my little wooden, it's a candle holder, whatnot. One second, let me fix this. Okay, now it's fixed. So I use this like little wooden like candle stool to place my wax melts on. I was using different greenery, and for some reason I just cannot find the greenery that I normally use for my product. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just set up. I just like to have like somewhat of a little bit of green background. There we go. I'll get this, when I get to, both of my hands are free, I'll fix this. But this is about it. And I'm gonna turn, so you have here is what you need. There's a little USB right here. Turn both of your lights on. Ta-da, and look at how bright that is. I do still have to edit my photos in Snapseed. This does give you good photos, but as you'll see when I go to take a photo, how I still need to edit it. So my light box is on. Now I'm gonna just dress these up, get these all laid out right, and then put my wax melts inside the cube, and then I'll show you that. So I've got my butterscotch wax melts laid in here just like I want them. Let me just say it smells incredible. And then a little bit of greenery in the background. Of course, you can get, dress it all up, whatever your product is. This is just what I want for like my basic, I would say like my regular scents. Just keep it very simple. And then now it's time for me to take some pictures. So I try to take about 5 or 6 pictures of the same pose. So I edit, so I take a bunch of pictures just so when I, when I take a look back, I can pick the one that I like the most. I definitely do different styling with this. Like I'll take this down, open up my wax melt so people can see what the wax melt looks like inside. I used to do colored wax melts, and then I realized, wax melts you don't really see too much of because they're in a container. And then like I'll take a picture of it like this. So now I'm going to be taking a bunch of photographs, and I'll show you what they look like in the video below. So now that I've got quite a few photos to work with, I'm going to go ahead and upload them into Snapseed, and we're going to edit them and make them even brighter than what the photograph was just with my light box. Okay, so now that I've edited my photos here, and that's what I think a lot of people forget about is that, yes, you've created a product, but now you want it to look good. And I know I made it look pretty easy when it comes to editing on Snapseed, but it's a lot of trial and error. You'll have to find just what works for you. There's a ton of different ways to edit in Snapseed. There's so many like brightening options. There's so many ways that you can play around with the contrast, the saturation, the warmth, all of that. It's just something that you're gonna have to play around with for your own photos, because everybody has a different kind of product that they want to look a certain way. So just get into Snapseed. I believe that Snapseed does have its own YouTube tutorials that will give you more information on how to find different things. But just get in this one. I don't pay for. I don't pay for any kind of monthly subscription for Snapseed. Just get on there, take a photo, play around with it, edit, and then you'll just come to find like settings that you just really like. There are some that are already preset for you. And then when you go to upload a photo, they're already it will save your previous looks, like whatever you used last time will be ready for you to use over and over and over again. I like to, when I find like something that really works for me, I write it down in a notebook. I write down that I love the brightness at this level. I like the saturation at this level. I use the brightening, where you saw me do like that little dot and then just like brightened up the white background. I put the numbers, I write all of the numbers down, just because sometimes with technology things get glitched. It doesn't look right. So you're like, okay, I write settings off, and you'll always, like, if you really love a setting, write it down, because then you can just go in and put the numbers in and then have it exactly the way that you want it. So that's how I edit my photos. And with Etsy says like you want more than just one photo for your product. So this is where it comes, like, this is where I find like the hassle. And I don't mean to say it like hassle like in such a bad way, but like for one product, I'm not even joking, I will take probably 30 pictures. And then I've got to narrow it down to like 6. And then I've got to edit all 6 photos for Etsy. And that's where I find like most of my time is spent, is with editing photos, because your photo is what's going to attract someone to at least click on the product. And sometimes people will just buy based off what you see. I mean, we are so guilty of that. So make sure that you really play around with styling. I like to go on Pinterest and look at what's called flat lays. So like I look at candle flat lays, and it's just showing you how you can take a candle and then have a pretty decorative background. Don't be ashamed to like go look at other creators that are in your field. Look at what they're doing. And then if there's something that you really like there is this woman that creates candles, and I do like a lot of the stuff that she does. And I'm like, I've reached out to her and I'm like, hey, do you mind if I do something similar to what you're doing? And a lot of times you'll find that they're like, oh my gosh, yes, I find it very flattering that somebody wants to do something similar. Don't outright copy someone, but just, reach out to them. You might be surprised at the answer, because some people are just really excited that you're willing to take some of their ideas. It's not a bad thing that you want to copy off of someone. And that's what Pinterest is all about. So, play around with backgrounds. And that's where I've struggled, is playing around with backgrounds, even in my Lightroom. So that's why right now I just keep it super simple. A couple of leaves, a little cute wooden back piece. I've also gone to the Dollar Tree. Let me grab them so I can show you. Okay, so let's open Snapseed and grab one of the photos that I just took, and we're gonna edit it. Okay, so we open up the photo, and as you can see, you can go over to your right-hand side and go to your last edits and pick one of those or one of the preset ones. I'm not gonna use it. I'm deciding that I'm gonna go ahead and do my own adjusting. So you go to tune image, and I'm going to brighten this photo up. Here's where it shows a list of all of the different options. And so I'm just going to brighten it up. And this is where I talk about writing the numbers down. I'm going to brighten it to a 35. I'm going to go to the saturation. We'll do about a 26, and then bring some highlight and do that about a 28. Now I'm going to go ahead and crop this picture as well, because I want mostly the the image to be the focus. So I don't really want too much of a background. So I'm gonna make it as small as I can. And then now I'm still gonna wanna brighten up that white part of the background. So I click on selective and I choose the brightness, and that will allow me to just brighten up the background. There we go. And then you can add another little bright circle to the other side and adjust it accordingly. And see how the background just brightens so nicely? I love that. And once I've got it brightened, you can see the difference from the original to what I have now. Huge difference. And now I'm going to save the image. And here's all the other options that you have in Snapseed. And I highly encourage you guys to play around with this because there's so many things that you can do with Snapseed. And that's why I just absolutely love this. Okay, so I've moved all of the stuff out of the light box. In fact, let me just turn off the light so you can see what it looks like without the blinding light. And I don't have my dining room light on, although a lot of the times I do keep it on when I am using my light box. So there are like so many different companies that will offer you really cute backgrounds. First, let me say this. If you cannot afford a box, I could not afford a box for a very long time. So what I did is I went to the dollar store and made myself a box. Go to the dollar store, get you 4 of the foam white poster boards. Get the white duct tape, or if they don't have it there, because they normally do, but it sells out fast. Get some white duct tape and then create your own box. It can be done. I did that for many years. This is something that I just purchased recently. So if you're like, I can't afford it, no worries. The dollar store has, like I said, get yourself the white foam boards and then you'll be able to do this. Super easy. Also, budget friendly. Like I said, you're gonna be able to buy like backgrounds on Amazon and they'll try to sell you all kinds of stuff. Really, just get super creative. This is the wallpaper that I found at the Dollar Tree. Lo and behold, look it fits in my box perfectly. So this is what, here, let me turn this around. This fits perfectly in here and you can do a cute background. This is the other one. I'm sure all of you dollar store people are like, what? You know, this fits perfectly back there. No, I don't take off the backing. And yes, when it's up like this, I just get a piece of like, you know, really easygoing tape that's not gonna rip anything, but you can do this and then look at above, you got that. Also, so you can do this, collect cute tape. This is again from the Dollar Tree. Get some cute placemats. Use that as your backing or either your backing or your base. I bought a roll of obviously faux marble when I was doing like beauty products to make it look like my counter in my bathroom. So, you know, this is what I did, like, and for all of my beauty products, because it looked like I had a marble countertop. And so just get creative with this. A lot of the, you know, shelf liners work perfectly for this, you know, table or place settings work great. The dollar store has so many cool options. I mean, look at this rock background. You can place that in here. Have some fun with it. It doesn't have to be expensive, although I do really like this light box. I'm definitely going to be upgrading at some point when I can afford it. This is okay. It does have like this line right here that holds it straight up, but it does completely collapse down to just about like that thick. So I can take this with me to work, which I think is really cool, that it's easy to take with you. But like I said, you can get super creative when it comes to backgrounds. You can do like some of this fall decor in the background. This is, I would say, is this like 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet tall, or, you know, all around. I absolutely love it. But yeah, just that's how I take my photos. I change it up all the time. Like I'm still so new at, you know, photographing product, and it doesn't matter that I've been doing this for a year. I'm still new. I will not say that I have, like, that I'm not new. Give me 5 years and then I'll be like, okay, I've kind of been doing this for a while. But right now I still play around with a lot of backgrounds, holiday backgrounds. You can do so much with this. And like I said, this came with a black and a blue one. I will be putting the link in the description box. So, so you can check this one out. Again, if you cannot afford it, no worries. Just Dollar Tree it up. It works. Even like with the poster board, the super thin one, I used to have a TV tray standing on my table, and then I would tape the poster board up to it, so it kind of like came down and like you know, swooped like this, and it was uber professional. And then I had the light from this window, and then I just had like my tripod light, and that's how I did it for years. And I also do that when I have bigger pieces that do not fit in my light box. But that's generally how I take photos, and then just edit in Snapseed. I know a lot of people use several different types of editing tools when it comes to their photographs. Snapseed just is one that works for me. And then once I get it where I want it to be, like once I have it, like for my thumbnails, okay, in YouTube, when you see like there's no background, like I have like my item and then there's no background, that's all done in Canva. And I will be doing a tutorial on that, like how I create labels or a YouTube thumbnail. I will show you guys how to do that, but this is basically my Lightbox and Snapseed. That's all I really use. And I know there are so many other editing tools, but Snapseed is just something that I like. There are people that sell preset filters, I guess you can call it, for editing. And if you look at a lot of like people that try to sell them, a lot of that stuff is from Snapseed. So that's why I say write down your numbers. You know, say like if you are selling a wreath and you take a picture of it and it's a darker color wreath, and then you figure out all the numbers in Snapseed that you want, then write that all down. Like for a dark wreath, this is what I do. Or for something lighter, like I can't use as much brightness as I did for my dark wreath as I would on a lighter color wreath, because it just makes it blur out. Then write something down for that. And then so on and so forth for like all of your products. Then you have like your preset numbers. I don't think you can save them all in Snapseed, but at least you'll, again, I can't stress this enough, at least you'll have your numbers for what works for you for a certain product. So you don't have to waste your time by guessing and playing around. You just go in, boop, 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 boop. It is an app on the phone. I do not use it on my computer. I don't even believe that it's available on the computer. I think it's just an app for the phone. So check it out. Tell me what you think. And if you have any questions about the Lightbox, or like, you know, how you can set it up, or I mean like, you know, put little cute things in the background, I highly suggest you go to Pinterest and look up flat lays, one word, whatever it is, and then flat lays, because that's where I got a lot of my photography ideas, because I was no photographer before this, and I am still not a photographer. So I have to go there to kind of go, oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. And don't worry if sometimes when you see the stuff and you're like, why didn't I think of that? Totally okay. But here's what I do to edit. So yeah, so I hope you find that helpful. And like I said, Canva, I will be doing a tutorial on Canva, because that's another platform that I use when I go to create an Instagram post or you know, social media post using a photo that I've already done in here, edited in Snapseed, and now we're going to create a post in Canva, whether it be for social media or whatnot. That's where I do all of that. So anyways, thank you for this suggestion, because I didn't even think that this would be something somebody would want to learn. But yes, I couldn't find this kind of information on the internet. So it was a little hard for me to figure this all out. And I'm still learning, so as I learn, I will continue to bring more information like this your way. If you like this tutorial and you found it informative, please give it a thumbs up. That's your way of letting me know, like I've said time and time before, that I'm going in the right direction, that I'm bringing you guys the things that you are asking about. And of course, share this post, because like me, I couldn't find this information anywhere. So if you think that this information is going to be helpful for someone else, share the link, share it on social media, tag someone in this. Of course, comment. I want to hear your feedback, and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you're hitting that notification bell, because as this channel grows and you guys start bringing on more and more suggestions, I'm going to start doing what you guys are asking for. So this was a viewer request, and I have a couple of more, so you don't want to miss out on those. But yeah, that's about it for my Lightbox and the app that I use to edit. Canva coming next. So thank you guys, and I will see you again in my next tutorial.